Hello there, runnerneers. It's been a while. I wanted just to lay back a little bit, just basically answer questions online. I realized that if I made too many videos, because I've made that video on how to register and I didn't want to overwhelm anybody, so I said let me take a step or two back. And then after what happened a couple of days ago, I said let me take a couple of days before I start talking about it. But we're gonna go over what happened. We're gonna go over a princess, what's gonna be going on, because we have princess next week. So before we do, guys, we're almost at 600 subscribers, so please subscribe to the channel. Share this information. Please show it to people. Keep commenting down below. You guys are amazing. Remember, this is your channel. The reason this channel is growing is because you guys keep asking questions, so we're going to give you some more. We got a couple of things coming up right after the princess, and in between the summer, we got a lot of information. So without further ado, let's get to what happened this past Tuesday. So guys, was this a fiasco or was it just a new norm? So let's take a recap of what happened. So first off, we all logged in a little bit before, and I'm gonna give you Central Standard Time. So this is Central Standard Time. So guys, if I say, I'm gonna start with 9 o'clock, so that's when registration started with me, 9 o'clock Central Standard Time. So if you guys are listening on the East Coast, it's 10. So anyway, so let's go forward. So 9 o'clock, nothing happened. I was under the impression also, I go like, man, again, was it one of those things where, was it a hiccup? Was I not allowed in the queue? What was going on? So it was about 9:15 before we got the spinning queue. Once we got the spinning queue, it actually didn't even give us a wait time. It didn't give us in, it was just giving us instructions on that it would be coming, and that basically happened at closer to 9:20. So about 20 minutes in, that gave us the chance to start seeing the timers go, and the timers started coming down. For some of them, I was watching some stuff online, so some came down pretty quick, others did not, some went up, some went back. But again, during the video before, I actually told you guys this is what was gonna happen. So the first to sell out was about 9:50, and I was kind of watching to make sure that I got accurate time. So about 9:50, half an hour in, was a Dumbo Double Dare. At about 9:55, yoga sold out, which is kind of weird to me, but you know what? It makes sense. I would love to do yoga inside of Disneyland Park. Next was the 5K, and I estimated it was about 10:03 when that sold out for the 5K. The 10K followed soon after, and it was about 10:05. Followed by the half marathon, which was about 10:15. So basically all of those runs went within an hour. Now kids runs lasted a little bit longer. It was more to like 10:30, but when I looked up about 10:30, 10:40-ish, they were all sold out also. So guys, this is what I'm gonna have to say about this, and I've said it before, and I hope this kind of settles in with you guys, because I know that some of you guys are disappointed that you didn't get the races that you wanted. And I'll go over those things also, but I'm going to give you a couple of things that you guys hopefully can understand better, because there was glitches here and there. But again, is that Disney fault, or is it your Wi-Fi? Is it your service, or what is it? So take into consideration this: for every spot in a Disney run, especially one of this caliber, there's about 3 people that want to get that one spot. So 3 people are going to be trying to get that one spot, which means 2 of the 3 are going to be disappointed. So that's why I always tell you guys, hey, prioritize, because if you can't get in, go into the next one. Now, those of you who got into the half marathon and the 10K separately, in my opinion, that's basically a Dumbo Double Dare. You didn't register like that, so you won't get the extra shirt, you won't get the extra medal. But you know what, guys? You can look online, and if it's really worth your while, you can purchase it third hand. And I did that for one of the Star Wars runs myself. So it's not the worst thing in the world if you did them separately. Now, with that said, it's not that I think the Run Disney people are perfect with everything that they do. I think they do a good job of what they have with what they have. But I do have 5 suggestions. Yes, 5 suggestions that might help in the future. Don't know if they'll listen to me. I know that they watch the channel. So guys, these are the 5 suggestions that I give them, so that maybe this process can be better. Again, it's not going to change the fact that there's 3 people that want that one spot. That's not going to change. but it could actually make the experience a little bit better. So number one, guys, if you notice, it seems like there's glitches almost in every registration. So from what I can gather, because I've been there before, where I actually see the IT people after the fact trying to fix stuff, and I actually think to myself, maybe they should upgrade this. Maybe they should have a full staff, or at least pull staff members that are there for the duration, and that means months in advance, to make sure that these glitches don't happen. So I think that that's number one, having staff, IT staff, that is basically dedicated months out of the year just to make sure, and they're on standby, and to make sure that that day of registration they're ready to go just in case there is glitches. Number two, start on time. Now I went over it that it didn't even start until 9:15. We were able to get into the spinning cube, and the timer started about 9:20. I actually got to see a lot of people, and I interacted with a lot of you guys, so I know your concerns, what was going on. Somebody said, hey, I don't have time, I'm working, so I don't have time to get off of work to be doing this. So this is one thing that I really suggest Run Disney does. Start on time. If you say you're going to start at 9 o'clock, start at 9 o'clock. On the most part, whenever it says it's going to start at a hard time like 9, it starts at 9 o'clock. I remember when active.com was doing it, it might even start a little bit earlier. There was times when I got into the queues at 8:45, and so that's that. But guys, start on time. Number three, this is going to be an interesting one because I do see the frustration, but listen throughout, so that way I can explain everything. So maybe have a timer once you get into the actual registration. So whenever you do, whenever you have like a resort reservation, if you notice, you're going to see a clicker on the top right-hand corner that says 15 minutes. So you got 15 minutes, and it's holding that reservation for you until you follow through. Unless you cancel it, then it's not going to, or you don't go through with it, then it's going to stop after 15 minutes. So for Run Disney, you only really have to hold it for 2 minutes, maybe 3 minutes tops, especially if you're registering more than one person. Most of the time when I get in there, I can push it to about 30 to 35 seconds to get in most of the time, because it auto-populates once I get all my information. Let's just say less than a minute. So about 2 or 3 minutes would be great. But here goes the other side of the coin, guys, so you guys understand. Every time it's holding somebody, that means your wait time is going to be extended. And so what happens is, if you're waiting for 30 minutes, it's now going to be 40, you know. So guys, just take that into consideration, because now your wait time is going to be longer if they do have a clicker, because now people will start taking their time once they get in. But I do understand the frustration of getting there, going through everything, hitting pay, and then all of a sudden it says, sorry, it's sold out. And that seemed to happen a lot. Number four, I'm just trying to put this out there to be consistent every single time. So, you know, again, there's some that start a little bit earlier, some that, you know, that wait a little bit longer and stuff like that. Just be consistent. And I'll tell you why. Because now, especially the regulars, even the ones that is their first time running or they haven't done it for a while, they kind of know the pattern. So the pattern is a little bit easier for them. If not, it throws them all off. And then once you're thrown off, then all of a sudden, and there's glitches here and there and stuff, it throws you off. And all of a sudden, it could throw you off by 30 seconds. And guys, you know that 30 seconds to a minute can now be getting into a race or not getting into a race. So be consistent, so that way people that are registering basically can get in it, or at least have a better chance of getting in it. And number five, and I'm going to do a whole video on this one because I have ideas. Have a resale page. Now, what's going to go on is, now if you look at it, we have 10, 11 months before we're actually going to run at Disneyland, okay? So during that time, things can happen. People's jobs, lives are going to change. They can get hurt. They can have an addition to the family. So just on down the line, there's so many things that can happen. So I think that one of the ways that you can appease people is saying, in about 3 or 4 months, what we're going to do is we're going to go in there and we're going to, you're going to be able to sell back the bib with an extra, so you're going to be minus a cost, and then we're going to have a second registration, especially for this long a wait, and we're going to have a second registration with a little bit added fee. So Disney wins because they get They get fees from the people that are not going to be able to make it. They get an extra fee for the people that are now registering that can go. And I've said this before, and I'll say it again. Disney, you want people there, because if people are there, they're spending money. So if your goal is to make more money, you're going to get that if you have a good resale program. Now, I'll go over in a different video what a resale program could do or how it could work. But and guys, this does not mean that Disney's going to have a resale program right now. So don't get excited and say, oh man, they're going to have a resale program in 3 months. Manny said so. No. I'm just saying, I'm suggesting that they do something like that, because I think that would be a great idea, and there would be more people that could get in the long run, and so it'd be less disappointment. So guys, with that said, that's all I have for Disneyland right now. Comment down below, did you get in? Did you get the runs that you wanted? If not, do you have any other suggestions that Disney can do to make the experience even better? Guys, I want you to comment positively down below. Remember, my thing that I do is, if I'm going to kind of complain about something, I'm going to have a solution, and I'm going to have a viable solution. And remember, guys, a viable solution does not always mean what's best for me. It's what's best for everybody. So that's what I kind of think about. I say, what would be best for everybody? And if you notice that these 5 steps that I had were the best case scenario for everybody. Again, it does not ensure that everybody will get in, but it will help. So again, comment down below if you have any suggestions. Did you get in? Did you get what you wanted? And let's move on to Princess. So guys, 1 week from today, we're gonna be at the Princess Expo. We're gonna start off, and a week from tomorrow, we're gonna start running. So guys, we did get the virtual page that has some information, so we're gonna go over that right now. So let's go over some of the event guide for Princess Weekend, which is coming up real quickly. If we scroll down, we can actually see the sponsors, including Corksicle. Disney Springs is going to be there. There's some charms from Pandora, Citizen, Advent Health. Some of these will give away some certain things, so take a look at all of them when you get there. And of course, here comes Mr. Jeff Galloway. Go by and say hi to him. Former Olympian and a friend of mine. A great person, and just chit chat with him. You get a bunch of information. If you need anything for running, Fit to Run is going to be right there. They have a big presence there. So just make sure that you stop by, and let's say you need just last minute stuff, get them. So now we go to the weekend event. So we start looking at this, and we click on the Health and Fitness Expo. So this is going to give you the times. It's going to give some good information. It gives you a video virtual queue, which is coming up, and we'll do a video on that. Event waivers, which is coming up. It's got maps. It's got where the race and bid pickup is. Expo transportation, which is going to be good. So now let's click over to the 5K. The 5K, again, racing etiquette. We'll go over that later. Reminder, spectator viewing is very important, guys. If you're going to be doing any of these runs, you're going to see on the top right-hand corner, all of them will have spectator running. They'll have the information. And of course, one of the most important things as we scroll down is the series of maps. Where are we going to be running? Where can people say sit and watch us and stuff? So if you notice for the 5K, it's going to be basically around Epcot, in and around Epcot. So we basically stay right there. So once we get over here to the 10K, it's going to be the same thing. Remember, spectator. So in case you have spectators, so let's click on the map. And this we run around Epcot a little bit more. It looks like we touch a little bit of Hollywood Studios possibly. But besides that, the boardwalk, which is really cool. So we'll be doing that for the 10K. Now let's get to the half marathon. So the half marathon will have the same thing, spectator viewing. There's going to be more spectator viewing, obviously slower runners, more characters. And look at this, we go all the way up to Magic Kingdom and come around. Magic Kingdom is a wonderful view, especially through Cinderella's castle. So let's continue. Now, as I stated when we went over it, is the important ones are going to be, if you have spectators, go over each one of the race. Each one of them has spectator information. So guys, just if you have any questions about it, please ask, but they're going to be self-explanatory on where spectators can go, because that's going to be one of the important ones. That's one of the things I see on social media over and over again. So the second one, we already saw it, is the course maps. So guys, so you guys can see where we're running, and again, sometimes, just keep a look at it on social media. Sometimes they'll have the characters, what miles they're going to be at, Sometimes those get leaked, so keep an eye on that for that. If I ever see one, I'm going to put it on the Facebook page. So guys, if you're not a member of the Facebook page, go and ask. It's the Running Ears Facebook page. I'm gonna give it a shot. I've never done this, but I'm gonna put, I have to learn a lot of more technology. But I'm gonna leave a link in the comment in the section down below. Let's see if I can do that. If I can add that link. But guys, so look at that. Look at the course maps. If you have any questions about that, let me know. And guys, last but not least, we're gonna be on the lookout because the Expo Pass should be coming either the next few days all the way up to early next week. And then I'm going to do a video before I leave on the virtual queue. What's the best way to get in there? It's just like anything else, guys. It's a chance. It's a luck of the draw. So you just never know if you're going to get in or not. You will get in, but it doesn't matter. What you're not going to know is if you're going to get in early or you're going to get in later in the day. So guys, I'm going to give you some best practices of what you can do to kind of give you the best chances. And so that's it for that. So I am going to say one thing because this week has been kind of hectic for me. Tuesday, I had the, obviously to sign up for the Dumbo Double Dare, the Disneyland runs, which are coming back. Wednesday, we had D23 previews for Tron, and then today was the annual pass holders for Tron. And so I was 2 out of 3. I didn't get into the D23 previews for Tron. And so, but I've been looking at a lot of stuff. A lot of people's comments on how they got in, what they did, and so forth. So for the next registration, which is going to be coming up within the next month, which is going to be for Wine and Dine, I'm going to have some extra things. Now, take these with a grain of salt, and I'm not going to get into them now. But especially if you see me over there at the expo, talk to me about it, because I'm going to give you some other stuff that I've heard. Is it 100%? No. But anyways, with that said, I'm going to stop talking now, guys. You guys are amazing. You guys are magical. I look forward to seeing you guys next week. I'll be there starting on Wednesday. And so without further ado, I'm going to say what I always do. Guys, create a magical day, create a magical run, and see you sooner than later.